I think that's what the world needs a lot more of, is that big brother, big sister kind of attitude to take care of each other. And I mean, I guess my miracle would almost be in line with yours, because it's just that overwhelming peace and love for each other.
A conversation is one of the ways we get to know and understand each other. When faced with division, it's one of the ways to uplift unity. We brought two strangers together for a conversation based around 6 questions that get to the heart of who they are, what they're passionate about, and what they hope for. This is Upliff Unity.
I am Michelle Page Bush. I live in Aiken, South Carolina. I am a retired educator of 22 years, and I currently am employed with Savannah River Remediation in the training department.
Hello, my name is Phillip. I grew up in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, 34 years of age, and I'm currently employed by the United States Navy as an acoustic warfare operator, so I track submarines while we fly. So is there a moment in your past that had a significant impact in shaping who you are today?
Who I am today, and I would say is my salvation, my relationship with Jesus Christ. I have all my life been in church, always been active in church as well as my community. But when I developed a personal relationship with Jesus Christ, that probably was the most pivotal time in my life for who I am today. Not that I was not always a good person, a nice person. I always say that on my grave, it's going to be, "Here lies Michelle. She was so nice." That's who I am. But that really was probably that moment in life where I just began to see things in a different way, how what I do and what I say, how I act, how I behave, how I react to others, that is not just about me, that there's a greater calling in my life to be of service to others. And how about yourself?
My dad.
Your dad.
Walking into that man's shadow. 6'4", skinny beanpole. He was a master woodworker, master fixer of everything. Gentle giant. Like, he would walk into a room and people just gravitated to him.
Wow.
But his moral compass, I remember one day we were driving and we had a Chevy Silverado that he had, an old farm truck, and we were driving down the highway. And I think this is what spoke volumes for my father, is this guy's thumbing it down I-40. And if you know I-40, it's almost as bad as 95 south. And he's thumbing it, my dad pulls over and picks him up. And he's like, "Where can we take you?" And behind you, it's a bench seat, so like, dad scoots me next to him. And the guy asked me, he's like, "Aren't you scared to pick me up with your son in the car?" My dad's like, "Well, I tell you right now, I don't think you'd hurt a child. But at 2, if you tried, I promise you wouldn't have anything left."
Wow.
And of course, my mother asked the same question when we got home, because I was like, "Oh, that was awesome, Dad. Like, you helped a person out. Like, you didn't care what he was, who he was. You helped him." And from that point, it's kind of been who we've been. It's resonated in this company that I've built. Is we've done that. We've tried to help where we can. We're not like, franchise company. We're not big people, but the thing is, people forget, is it takes one person to make a change.
That's it.
And that's the beauty of it. We're that one person that's starting to change something, and we're helping other people, giving them a place to meet. Having a good place to hold some interactions and put down that cell phone and come in here and enjoy.
Yes.
And rekindle friendships and relationships. So if you ask for a miracle, what would it be and why?
Wow.
That's deep.
Miracle. That
Yeah.
is very deep, because my miracle would be for peace. That would be the miracle, for people to get along, for people to care. You don't have to have an overwhelming, love affair type relationship with everyone, but to just get along. And I know everybody remembers Rodney King from back in the 80s, and one of the things he said, "Can't we just all get along?" And that would be the miracle that I would like to see, that we get along with each other.
How do you follow up that one? Jeez. I don't even know if I can follow up with that, because it's peace is a big thing.
That's
but
a big thing, yeah.
I just think about how my daily life is in the military. You got a melting pot of cultures, combinations of countries, people that come to the United States, they join the military so they can become a citizen.
Right.
And I mean, you work with these people daily. There's days that we each want to fight each other, put on boxing gloves, and go out back, But at the same time, I think it's the funny thing of the comic Garfield and Odie,
Yeah.
where Odie gets kicked off the table by another cat, and Garfield messes that cat up because he's like, only I can kick Odie off the table. Like, we can pick on each other, but God helps somebody else. They come in and mess with us, and I think that's what the world needs a lot more of, is that big brother, big sister kind of attitude to take care of each other. And I mean, I guess my miracle would almost be in line with yours, because it's just that overwhelming peace and love for each other, and realizing that what's the point? If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it, walk on. I mean, you can tell somebody, hey, you upset me, you pissed me off, go pack sand somewhere, like, peace out, But I think the problem is a lot of people don't forget when somebody's turned their cheek and walked away from you, why keep following harass?
Yes. When you think about all the important issues facing our country, is there one of particular importance to you?
Manners. I think I would want to say leadership, but leadership comes with manners and realizing to respect each other. Like, how hard is it to hold the door open for somebody?
Yes.
How hard is it to think about that person that, dropped something and tell them something? Like, I think that's the problem. We could ask for leadership, but why? We're all great leaders individually. We all lead something, and we forget that. Whether we command our family, command friendship, command that classroom that you've talked about, you leading 30 little children in there and taking care of them. I think the part is the manners, the respect given.
Yes.
And I think that right there could change a lot.
And Phillip, I have to agree with you. I can't think of anything that's more important than good manners, which goes along with values and morals. There have always been bad people and bad things that have happened in the world, but one of the things that has become passé are good manners. It has become okay to use any kind of vulgar language no matter where you are. Whatever happened to a man saying, don't talk that way in front of my wife, don't speak that way in front of my children? Whatever happened to that? That is part of the reason why I got out of education. I could not take the disrespect that was happening, that became common, that you were just supposed to accept. And I said, if it's wrong, it's wrong, and we're not supposed to just accept wrong. And so good manners, I don't have to know you, I don't even have to like you, but I should respect you.
You're getting to know your fellow man and woman. You're getting to know your neighbor. I think that's the biggest thing is not knowing who's who in the zoo around here of coming in here. Like, when you come in here and get to sit down and know that customer, I think of it a lot as, I grew up in North Carolina, you get that barber shop, you get that person that goes in there and they talk to you, they know everything about you. And I love the interactions of my employees and how they get to know the customers. Like, they'll come up to me and be like, hey, you need to go speak to that person. They come in here and frequent it. They've got great ideas. They want to do great things for the community. Go talk to them and get some things that, see if you can help them. And that's the cool part, is that my employees love to also take such a vested interest here. And I think that's where the conversations need to come. I love watching people sit on that couch or in these chairs, and the conversations, and see the animations of their faces of how they've rekindled a friendship because you just watched them walk in 5 minutes ago and they jumped out of the seats to see each other, like, oh my God, I haven't seen you. And you're just like, yes, I am a place that has melted that and made that happen, that meeting that they chose my spot. And rekindled something that you never know. They could have been two sisters that said peace out over a family disagreement and decided not to talk, but then something happened in their life that brought them back together. You don't know. And then to find out the people that sit in the corner of the bar, sit over here, and they're always tapping away on the computer, but you don't know the greatness that they're building on that keyboard.
I love conversation because I love the story. I like watching. I'm a people watcher. I can sit and watch people all day and sit and think, well, wonder what it is that they're talking about. How do they know each other? What is their background? And I can draw all kind of conclusions from just watching. With you, I love asking people, by the time I'm done with someone, I know a lot about them, because I'm going to say, well, where are you from? Well, how did you and your spouse meet? Wow, that is so interesting. Well, what is it that you do? And I'm going to ask you some questions. And so by the time I walk away from you, it could have just been a 2 or 3 minute conversation, but I would have learned a lot about you. The other thing I find out when you have conversation, I say this all the time, that we find out that we have more in common than we do differences. And so people will just stop and have the conversation. It would bring about a lot of change in our world.
We hope you enjoyed that conversation and it inspires you to have your own. Don't forget to subscribe for more of Upliff Unity. Visit our shop at upliff.com to get your Upliff merch. And if you'd like to be on Upliff Unity, sign up at upliff.com. Thanks for watching.